Hello again. In this presentation, we'll focus on one particular marketing subdiscipline, services marketing, to see what a career developer can learn from it. To begin, why services marketing? The answer is that the particular product that a career developer brings to a job market, the skilled self, is actually a service. According to the American Marketing Association, services are intangible products that are exchanged directly from producer to user, cannot be transported or stored, and are almost instantly perishable. They comprise intangible elements that are inseparable. They usually involve customer participation in some important way. In other words, service is a promise and its quality can only be determined in the process of consumption. That's why services marketing is not an easy undertaking, as the seller needs to convince the buyer that he or she can actually deliver what is promised. To do so, marketers expand the marketing mix for services by adding the original 4P, 3 additional components: physical evidence, people, and processes. Physical evidence is required to demonstrate some tangible evidence of the service quality. In self-marketing, this is achieved through the use of artifacts. It is through artifacts that you make your skilled self visible to outside parties. We already discussed it and cannot overemphasize the importance. Processes in services marketing define how exactly the service is delivered in a consistent way. In self-marketing, the same purpose is achieved through a consistent record of past achievements and referrals. People are usually the most important component in services marketing, as services are performed by the personnel. In self-marketing, this component of the mix includes personality traits and abilities as the core self of the career developer. You may want to include all these 3 components of the marketing mix into your marketing plan in week 2. Thinking of the world of services, we can take a closer look at one subset, professional services. Professional services are those of lawyers, financial planners, accountants, and other highly skilled professionals. Usually, marketing professional services deals with services of specialized firms that can be as small as 1 to 2 persons or as big as PricewaterhouseCoopers and Accenture. Small professional services firms or single practicing professionals are of particular interest as their situation is not very different from that of an individual career developer. Let's see what researchers can tell us about professional services marketing and what can be useful for self-marketing. Also, many people these days have dual careers as employees and entrepreneurs. By doing so, they can develop multiple career brands and even use different names and identities. And this is not necessarily a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde case. First, many professional service providers associate marketing with advertising and maintain a negative view of it because of their disdain of commercialization. Some of them fear that marketing activities may negatively impact customer perceptions. Many lack necessary marketing skills and tend to think that the time required for marketing will be wasted. Also, there are some professional service providers who think that marketing may be useful, but are reluctant to take this approach. Does this sound familiar to you? Do you agree with any of the above? What can you do about it? It looks like before engaging in self-marketing, there are some decisions that need to be made. For example, in case you have reservations against self-advertising. How about reputation management? If, on the contrary, you like the idea of actively promoting yourself, how about developing a personal code of ethics? There are some good examples of ethics codes in the literature on professional service marketing. Now, what do researchers usually recommend for professional service marketers? The ultimate goal of their marketing efforts should be to effectively differentiate themselves through competitive positioning in the customer's mind. The challenge is that it may be difficult to communicate the future value of the skilled self that you are selling right now. Let's see how it can be done. There are several recommendations that researchers provide for professional services marketers. We think that these recommendations are equally important for self-marketers. First, the most important information that you want to communicate to your target audience is about the quality of your service and the value of your service proposition. But how can one communicate quality and value? In the professional field, quality is based on education and training, relevant experience, and superb skills. Quality can be demonstrated by your professional reputation, achievements, problems solved, and referrals made by other people about you. It may be important what you say about yourself, but it is far more important what others say about you. The next thing that you want the target audience to know and believe in is that they can trust you. Again, this is mostly about how you maintain and communicate your professional reputation. Also, trust can be enhanced by impression management. The important thing about trust is that trust cannot be communicated solely online. This is where personal contacts and relationship marketing are required. Professional services marketing researchers consider brand positioning as one of the most important differentiators. This is because service is invisible and its quality can only be determined in the process of its consumption. A powerful brand image serves as a proxy for the person's capability, value, and quality. A strong service brand can be built and enhanced with the use of relationship marketing and network marketing. Relationship marketing is about reducing risk for the prospective employer by convincing him or her that you consistently deliver your promises. This can be done with the use of selection criteria statements that we discussed and practiced in Course 1. This can also be done in the process of communicating with prospective employers, where your main task is to build trust, create a positive impression, and ease the decision-making process by demonstrating how you really care about the employer's organization's needs. Network marketing is the central part of your reputation management. It is also a great tool for a job search. Network marketing begins with purposefully crafting your public profile across online social media platforms. Then, you should explicitly formulate your value proposition to target audiences. You can also use the term unique selling proposition. It is popular in marketing, but may not sound right for reputation management. Your value proposition is the message that you want your prospective employer to receive and internalize. And this leads us to the main theme of career building. I'll see you in a minute.